after I lost my best friend Bean.
What's happening? What's happening, people? Welcome back. Another episode. Trash talking with the old heads. You know what we say. We say what the hell we want to say.
Absolutely.
When we want to say it.
All day, every day.
I'm your host,
Why
Dante.
you ain't doing it too?
Right. Along with my boy Greg C. What's happening, bro?
What it do, baby? You know what I say. No excuses. Play like a champion.
And of course, our boy ain't here today to rebut. You know what I'm saying? He doing a little vacationing, a little sunshine and waves.
Getting his pre-chitlin vacation on.
You already know. Hey, we got a lot to get into, bro. A lot to get into. Of course, you know where we start every week, bro. It's the South, bro. You know where we start. College football. There's a religion down here, bro. College football playoff rankings, of course, came out earlier this week.
Yeah, man.
Any issues?
Tell me about it, man. Issues. Again, my issues are that they're not doing the seedings how it would be. I don't like. Okay, like I think Jerry said it the last time we discussed it. The rankings should be done by the AP and the coaches poll.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so we understand that you have these teams ranked at a certain order.
Right.
But we should also see and have what the seedings are going to be.
I just want to see where they're going to be playing.
Yeah.
Just put them in that order. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we know that Boise State ain't ranked higher than some of the teams you know what I'm saying, would be in front of them.
Right, but right now they would be 4. Put them at 4.
Put them 4.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Miami would be 3.
Yeah.
The winner of BYU, supposedly, apparently, that's the predicted matchup. You know, in the Big 12, where would they be? Would they be 12? Or would they be 4?
They would be 12.
They would be 12 right now.
They'd be 12, right.
So that's my only issue with it. I mean, it's a lot of there's a lot of convoluted discussions, and I guess what's being discussed in the room, which would be tough because you got a bunch of 2-loss teams in the SEC that are jammed up. So you got Georgia behind Ole Miss, but Tennessee is behind Alabama. Right. Tennessee beat Alabama.
Right.
I mean, so how do you decide, okay, which team, which is what I think is going to be the issue when at the end of the day, you know, when you get to that, if every team has 2 losses.
Right. Because you start to look at whose losses were worse. And that's what I started to kind of look. I'm like, damn, that Vanderbilt loss was pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? But
it didn't, though.
But it didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It
didn't seem to mean
okay,
nothing,
so look at it.
Who
got the better record between Vanderbilt and Arkansas? If you take the Alabama and Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Vanderbilt actually is playing pretty good. It looks, historically, if you look at it,
right.
The Vanderbilt lost, and when it happened at the time.
Right.
But as they started to continue to play, beat some teams, hung in with Texas.
Right.
How good is Texas really? Again, what we've said about Texas all season. They ain't really played nobody.
Right.
The Michigan,
still third.
Michigan win gave them a lot of bump. But Michigan has turned out to be
not even in the top 25.
Ass. You know, so that's my only issue with it. I mean, you can't have an issue because, again, this is what we all wanted.
Right. I mean, at this point of the season, it kind of is what it is. I think they're getting what they want, though, which is basically you're going to get a bunch of Big Ten teams and a bunch of SEC teams on television in areas of the country where we watch college football. It's about the TV, dog. It is. They're creating what they want.
You can't say that, Dante. If the ACC was any good.
But even that part of the country, still, they on this side of the map, we watch football.
Right.
You could let's say it was 3 ACC teams or 4. That's fine too. That's what they want. This part of the country is what college football is all about.
But that's
where you're going to get the most eyes on these games.
All right, so let's just say even in the state of where the ACC is right now, it would be better if Florida State was normally like they're normally good.
Because now
and
you
if
got
Clemson
Florida,
and Clemson has and Miami. So if, let's say we had those 3 teams, like how chaotic would it be?
Right, I agree. But still, for what they're trying to do, I think it's working is what I'm saying. The playoff is working because this is where they're going to get the eyes from Texas back towards the east.
Back towards the Atlantic Ocean.
Right. That's where they're going to get the eyes for these games. And they're getting what they want because all these teams every year, pretty much you're going to have some group of these teams that are going to be there. Right. Every single.
Well, I mean, the Big Ten did get 4 West Coast teams.
Right. Exactly.
Okay? And so the Midwest, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They now have skin in the game because at least one of the teams,
right,
they will get at least one team,
right,
in the discussion for the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody out of that.
Then normally you're gonna get Notre Dame, who's national. You know what I'm saying? So it's working perfectly. Yeah. Honestly, I
just wish the ACC had more fight in it.
I do too.
I wish the ACC had more fight just to give it more balance.
I do too. I agree with that. They got to pick up their programs. You know what I'm saying? If they're going to remain a conference, they're going to have to pick up the pace.
Too much infighting.
Too much infighting. 2 or 3 of the teams want to leave. 3 of the top teams don't even want to be there no more. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy.
It's going to be tough, bro. But the bigger question, just based on this, Indiana at 5, they go to Ohio State. Will they get smashed? I guess that's the question. Are they pretenders at this point in your mind?
I think they're pretenders, and I think they're going to get.
When I say smashed, I mean like 14 or more points.
It'll probably be about 14 points. It ain't going to be and if they kept it to about 14 points, they would still be in discussion.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll get in, but they would be in discussion. It depends on what they do the rest of the season and if any other teams fall out. Because if they lose by 14, they're going to slip about 3-4 spots. Right. You know
probably
what I'm saying?
4 spots or so.
You know, that's going to, how I look at it, this is what is going to be a problem for SEC country. Because maybe 2 of them teams, depending on who wins between BYU and Colorado, and then what happens in the Big Ten game for the rest of the way, one of the teams may end up slipping out. Because there is going to be a team. Look at it now. If you look at it. So
let's say
I want Indiana to get blown out.
Let's say they don't get blown out. Let's take it both ways. Let's say they don't get blown out.
If they
lose by 14.
So
solid game, they lose by 14.
Solid game, you know what I'm saying?
They held their own, but
Ohio
they pulled away late, won by 14.
Scored a touchdown, it was a 14.
That means they won't go to the championship game. All they have left is Purdue. They're going to get in.
They're going to beat Purdue.
And they're going to get in.
I didn't say that they wouldn't. I said it's going to present a problem for the SEC because there will be. All right, so here's what I have. Right, I got Ohio State. This is my predictions.
Okay.
For the final 12, I got Ohio State winning the Big 12.
Okay.
Big 10 conference. I got Bama winning the SEC.
They'll beat Oregon in the championship.
They're going to beat Oregon in the championship rematch. Bama in the SEC.
Okay.
Miami at 3. They'll win the ACC. Boise State will be number 4.
Probably.
Oregon will be number 5.
Right.
So either way, if Oregon win, Ohio State lose, those 2 teams will be in the top 8,
5.
9.
Right. One of them just going to have to play that first round. Right.
Oregon. So I got Texas at 6. So I got Bama and Texas in the championship game. Then this is where it get interesting. Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee. Then either Penn State or Indiana for that final spot. However, if Penn State doesn't lose another game, and they're not in the conference championship game, then that's going to put Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee further toward the bottom because they will be up. One of those teams, if Colorado, BYU win, whoever wins, I got Colorado winning the Big 12, winning the Big 12.
And then they'll probably get in at 12.
Right. So one of those teams are going to get pushed out.
Yeah. Because Boise would be in there already. That means Tennessee, Georgia, Ole Miss. Yeah, somebody getting out. In your scenario, one of them got to go.
One of them going. So if Indiana, if it's close, Indiana loses a close 14-point game.
Because honestly, I think what they're telling you, the way they have these Big Ten teams, if one of them lose, they're not falling out.
They're not falling
out of the 12, though. That means one of these SEC teams.
Indiana, because everybody think Indiana's going to lose a game. They're to Ohio State.
Right.
Like you said, their next game is against Purdue. They probably not losing that game.
And if they lose to Ohio State, then They don't have nothing else no more games. That's it. And like Lane Kiffin was saying, for some of these teams, it's better not to play the championship game.
Not to play in it. Because if you have a third loss, you're out. You're probably going to be out.
You're going to be out.
Just like Georgia was last year.
Exactly. Which is terrible, dog, that you can go to the championship game and that cost you a playoff spot.
Right.
That's insane.
I would hate for Bama to be in the championship game, lose
and get bumped.
Could
happen. It could happen, dog. Depending on how you lose that game and what else happens around you, it could happen, dog.
I'm telling you, if Penn State, because who else Penn State got left? Who they got left on their schedule?
I had it up right here. Hold on.
Because Penn State wouldn't, if it remains status quo, Penn State,
Maryland,
and I can't because I saw it last night. Maryland and Minnesota. Yeah, they probably win those two games.
Minnesota is probably the toughest one,
but they
should win.
They should win.
It's at Minnesota. They should win.
At Minnesota, it's damn near every game that they've played outside of the good teams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got two teams. Strength of schedule is trash. Hadn't played nobody. Hadn't beat nobody. All right. The team that they did play.
I give them credit for Illinois. Illinois was ranked at the time when they beat them, but that's
come on, man.
And they lost by 7 to Ohio State. I mean. Everybody else, though, Purdue, Washington, Wisconsin, USC is garbage this year, and they barely won that game. UCLA, Kent State, Bowling Green, and West Virginia.
Yeah, that's not a schedule of someone who deserves to be in over SEC teams. And I know we got the SEC bias, but come on, man, we know what it is. The SEC is definitely the best league and the deepest league. Based on on what the conference playoff rankings are, they got the Big Ten holding down 4 of the top 5 spots, which has been a problem for me. So,
yeah, I mean, I guess for me, that's kind of the only issue I have with it too. I'm not as much mad about. I don't know, because I see what people are saying, but is it I try to keep my bias in control because I think the better teams are in the South too. But I try to keep that under control because I'm like, I've seen some of these. Georgia don't look that great to me. Ole Miss is sometimey. So I'm like, can I just say that Georgia, Ole Miss are better than Penn State?
If you put them two in the matchup, you would favor Georgia.
But it would be real tight for me. It would be like one of them pick 'em kind of 1 or 2 points. I wouldn't just say they would smash Penn State. I don't think they would. I just don't. This Georgia, I'm talking this Georgia team.
I think this Georgia team would do what Georgia did to Texas.
I don't.
And Tennessee, they would smash them.
I don't.
Again, it's the quality of the people that you played, man. I think Penn State has played Ohio State and they hung tough. You know what I'm saying? So when I say smash, I ain't talking about 25, 30-point blowout. I'm talking about a solid 14-point win. Where it really was just, they wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? It was 14 points. It was a 14, 10-point spread throughout the game. Penn State really didn't have a chance. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Like a game that they win by 10 or 14 points that they control throughout the game.
Right. It's interesting, bro. It's, like I say,
Indiana definitely would get smashed.
Yeah, this Indiana game, I'm really looking. I'm going to watch this one. I'm
going to pay attention to it.
Yeah, I'm going to pay attention to this one. I just want to see.
Pay attention
because Indiana, I will give them credit. The team, we say these teams, they playing as garbage, but they make them look like garbage too. They smashing them. It's not like they barely winning some of these games. You know what I'm saying? So I give them credit for that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they just barely winning the games. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to seeing, can they even hang? Because if they do, what if they win? Then what? What do you do with Ohio State?
I mean, they barely beat Michigan.
What do you do with Ohio State, though?
If they beat Ohio State,
what does that say about Ohio State?
Ohio State falls to they fall in the rankings. They'll be 11-10.
Yeah,
and they'll be in the mix with Bama, Tennessee, Georgia, Ole Miss.
Yeah, could they fall that far though? That's what I'm saying about them having them this high up is the thing.
They would definitely fall because all the other teams are going to move up. They're going to move up,
but I don't see them moving no further than 5 spots though. They're not gonna fall to 11 nowhere, dog. with a loss to Indiana. They not, because they got Indiana so high right now. They're not going to fall there. That's what I'm saying. They're basically telling the SEC we ain't impressed. Is basically what they saying, dog.
No, I think
I'm telling you that's what they saying, dog. We not impressed.
It'll be their second loss.
Right?
It'll be their second loss.
And they would put them right now with one. They saying they clearly better than these SEC teams. Yeah, would they drop them to like
because
7?
Because they got one loss.
Yeah, but I'm saying with 2, they'll put them at 7 somewhere. But none those SEC teams below them aren't going to jump. All those teams are not going to jump them with a loss, dog.
I think every last one of those teams will jump them.
No.
I think
This committee hadn't been operating like that, dog. You thinking about previous committees and what they've done. This committee has not been operating like that, dog. I don't think they would, dog. I just don't. I just don't see it.
They would have 2 losses.
Right.
And I think they would fall to
Oregon. I think and now an Indiana team that would be ranked 3.
I think they would fall to 10.
Oh, no, dog.
I think they would fall to 10.
No, ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way.
I think they would fall to 10.
No.
Now, if Ohio State smashes Indiana, are they out? Are they out of the 12?
Indiana? I think they put them in that spot maybe where they could be out. You know what I'm saying? Like that 12 spot. Yeah, where they could be out. You know what I'm saying? But again, they got them so high, dog. But I could see them dropping them if they lose like 55-14 or something like that. I can see them dropping to 11. You know what I'm saying? Something like that where they put them in jeopardy. You know
I think it's gonna be closer than I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a smashing. I think it's gonna be a.
I don't either, because Indiana can score points.
Game.
You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be 14 to 17 points. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll hang tight for a half, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see, man. But what we saw yesterday is that your boy Prime out of Colorado grabbing recruits again, bro. Got the number 2 rated QB, Julian Lewis.
With the class rank. I ain't impressed. I got to see what the class rank look like.
Hey, I'll pull that up in a second.
He get 5. He's gotten 2. We had Kamani McLean.
Yeah.
And he had Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, he's
got. But what does this mean for Prime? Do you think that kind of maybe locks him into?
I don't think he was leaving anyway. I don't think he was the way he was going to go. Pro? No.
Because I don't think he would leave Colorado right now for another college program. I don't see that.
I think if Florida State came calling, I think he would. Eventually.
He would have. But I think he will eventually.
Yeah.
I think that might be the one eventually.
Eventually he'll end up in Tallahassee, more than likely.
Yeah, I think so too.
But no, I mean, the guy Julian Lewis, he's from Georgia, right?
Right, Carrollton, I think it is.
I mean, again, we get 5-star people come out all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some of them pan out, some of them don't. So,
right.
I mean, it's a great grab for him. You know what I'm saying? Number 2 player in the country.
Right.
But we've seen him do it before where I guess it was a cornerback.
He got a lineman, I think.
So, yeah, I mean, it's impressive for him to get the win. But
right now.
The class is ranked 66, even with the 5-star.
1 5-star, 2 4-stars, and 8 3-stars right now committed.
Yeah, I think they may raise up in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still a few weeks before the early signing period. Yeah. December 4th, I believe, is the early signing period.
But they got time.
They got time to improve it, but one 5-star quarterback that may or may not pan out.
Right, not enough. Right, just not a classmate.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be Highland Championship.
Right, I'm with you. This is a good get for him. You know what I'm saying? It says that he's got the program, but we already knew the program was on the right path already.
Definitely.
So it's just one of those things about what does Prime want. You know what I'm saying? I think if the Cowboys or somebody came calling, I think he would leave for the pros.
I don't.
I do.
I think he should.
If the right situation.
Just based on his last statement.
Let's say the Raiders call and they have a chance to get Shador too. Would it be one of those father-son things that he couldn't pass up? You know what I'm saying? Or the Giants.
Possibly because,
or somebody like that where it could be a package deal.
He definitely ain't coming to the Cowboys because he know he don't have no control over the
And I don't see Jerry want nobody to be bigger than him.
Right.
Because in that situation, even though Jerry's big, Deion would surpass him where people would want to go to Deion.
They would go to him for the interview.
Right, right. Excuse me, Jerry. We got to get in the locker room.
I seen the fucking him interviewing the other day. They all surrounded him, Micah and a couple other Cowboys come walking out right behind him. You know what I'm saying? I think they looked his way, but they kept kept it on Jerry, man.
Right.
And I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? This dude is old and decrepit. He gives a bunch of word salad.
Right.
Saying
nothing.
He says nothing at all.
I agree, man. It's a good get for Prime, but for me, it's not.
Yeah, don't come to Dallas, Prime. I mean, I wouldn't want your legacy to be torched.
I really don't want him to leave college. I want him to stay.
Go on, stay at Colorado.
Yeah. You know? I want him to stay. Even if it's not at Colorado, I want him in college. I think I think college football can use him more.
But he said that, though. He has said that. A lot of times he said that he cannot, he don't think he could coach
NFL
players that make more money than him. You know what I'm saying? And he's been about coaching kids. He was doing it before he, you know what I'm saying, got to
high school and that academy he had in Texas. Right. Yeah, I agree, man. I hope he stays, bro. I think he's doing a great job at Colorado, man. I want him to stay. But let's move on to these pro games and these pro athletes, bro. This week, not really a lot of big games, but we got 3 that we chose to talk about. Rams, Eagles. To me, the big question for me is, can the Eagles stay as hot as they've been? They seem to have found an identity, brother. You believe in them?
I do believe in the Eagles. I had them in my top 5, remember?
You did?
Y'all don't have them in y'all top 5. I got them boys in my top 5.
I ain't believing yet.
The defense much improved.
It is.
Number 1 in yards allowed per game, right? Second in passing yards allowed. I think Cooper DeJean and getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson back has definitely helped improve them.
Mitchell.
Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell playing great ball. Darius Slay, still a top tier cornerback. And then the identity is, you know what I'm saying, run the ball, play action pass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get Saquon involved early and often. You know what I mean? And I think Jalen Hurts is taking care of the ball. You know, and again, they're getting healthier on the offensive line. Right? They got. I think they got their starting offensive linemen back, all 5, with Devontae and AJ. You know, the sky's the limit for the Eagles. So I think that they're peaking at the right time. They got to continue to run through the same corridors that got them back from the brink earlier in the season. I think we started to see Jalen turning the ball over like he did last year. He turned it around, but a lot of that was due to, you know what I'm saying, let's be run-oriented. Let's get Saquon the ball out in space. So the Rams, playing against the Rams, they can't stop the run.
Right.
I mean, they're not Dallas Cowboy bad, but, you know what I'm saying, they're giving up 127 yards rushing a game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
23rd in total yards
with Jalen Hurts running, with Saquon running. You know, they could
22nd against the pass.
They can give up the ghost on this game. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, Matt Stafford playing much better with his weapons back. I think it's going to be a close game. They in LA. I think the Eagles pull it out though in a close shootout.
I'm interested to see it because, like I said, I look at the opponents the Eagles have played lately, and this will be the first time I think they can be threatened really with the pass. I want it with Puka and boy and Cup being healthy again.
It's gonna give
now.
them,
let's see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if this defense that's right now, like you said, first in yards allowed. Let's see if it's for real.
Second in passing
yards. So now with a quarterback, 2 receivers, and a run game, because Kyron Williams can run the ball. Let's see now if they're for real. I would be more of a believer if they hold this offense down. I'll be a believer.
So I think their defense is not going to shut them out, right? But they're going to do just enough. They're going to make just enough plays for their offense and Saquon and Jalen to beat them. I got the
it's the Rams defense that's what make me think they win.
I got the Eagles winning 28-24.
I can see that. I can see that. I'm really interested to see, like I said, the defense, how the defense will hold up. I still think the Eagles win too because I think they have found their identity with Saquon, that he's the engine that makes it go. Not so much Jalen Hurts, but he's the engine. And I think that makes everything easier for Hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. You got a good running game. You know what I'm saying?
And those little check downs to Saquon that can get you 6 yards on first down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think
could have been a 2-yard loss and ended up being a 6-yard game.
Exactly.
You know?
That's big for Jalen Hurts. And if he can stay away from the turnovers, bro, they're going to be a problem, bro. They're a problem if he can stay away from the turnovers. So I'm interested to see, bro. I'm more interested, though, in Green Bay. When them Niners, we go to Green Bay this week, bro. So I guess the question for me is, one, can Jordan Love avoid the turnovers and beat the Niners? But can the wounded Niners begin to round into some kind of form, or is it just over for them, bro? For the year?
You know what I feel like. I feel like
you're done. Put your hate out there in the atmosphere.
I feel like you're done. I feel like you're about as done as Debo walking into to the stadium.
Man,
did you see that?
Man, what these dudes be wearing, dude? What's with all the femininity, dog?
Debo,
I don't understand, dog.
Debo looked like he just walked out of a Diddy party.
Like, for real.
So y'all
at 4 a.m.
Y'all about as done as Debo walking out of a Diddy party. Because that nigga was looking zesty.
I just don't understand, bro. I just don't. And they just be just as comfortable.
I had seen that walk before, but I thought it was it had to have been a deep fake or some shit. But, man, why your boy walk so fruity, man? Is San Fran done got him? Because you know what live out there in the Bay.
I don't know, dog. I don't know, bro.
Let's give our disclaimer. We say what the hell we want to say.
We want to say.
Love who you want to love.
Right. We don't have no problem with the LGBTQI.
Stop it.
QINT plus whatever. You know what I'm saying? No problem whatsoever. Do what you want to do. But
love who you want to love.
But these pro athletes wearing all this feminine ass shit with purses and shit is getting on my damn nerve, dog.
He looked like he had on some patent leather. But anyway, let's get back to the game.
Go back to the game, man. But yeah, that shit is getting on my nerve, dog.
This is a must-win game for the 49ers. The wild card spot is pending.
It is.
Between both teams. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is a big wild card because the Packers ain't winning their division. And, y'all talk about y'all sacking in the division. You're not sacking. You're dead last.
Second.
But
tied for second.
You have an opportunity. You're not tied for second, man. I keep telling you got to go. When all the teams are tied.
Unless all the games have been played, we're tied for second.
We're talking about where we're at right now.
Unless all the games have been played, we are tied for second.
Right now.
Now, y'all are last in y'all division.
Well, shit, if that's the case,
we're second.
We're last because all the games ain't played. If that's the damn case.
Right. You actually are last, though. We're tied for second.
You are not tied for second.
We are.
You're in the division. You're 1-3.
We're tied for second.
You're 1-3. You've only had one
games against all those teams left. So, like I said, tied for second.
You have an opportunity to win the division. It's not far-fetched that you won't win the division or that you would win the division. However, you have your work cut out for you because of your schedule.
We do.
This is the first game of consequence that will determine whether or not y'all are done like Debo walking out of a Diddy party.
We agree on that. You and I agree on that.
Purdy, questionable. Bosa,
questionable. And they say he exited practice yesterday with a significant injury. So we don't even know on Purdy for this week now. So I don't know what's going on with that, bro. So I'll have to look at that and see what I can find out on that. But yeah, it looked like Purdy may not play.
Right. And you said it. This game is going to depend if y'all have your pieces, if you have at least Bosa and
Bosa ain't playing.
And Purdy and Kittles, because Kittles on the
he said he's playing. But it looked like it's about to turn into a Christian McCaffrey game.
Trent Williams on the injury report too. You know what I'm saying? The Packers defense has played well in spots, and they've also given up the ghosts in spots. But it's mainly because of Jordan Love. Will he not turn the ball over? So if y'all defense got to revert back to last year and the year before last defense. If y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all can't stop Jacobs and Love is back there sitting clean, it's going to be a long day for y'all. I'm going Pack. Let's go Pack.
Man, I was thoroughly ready to pick the Niners in this game, man, until the Brock Purdy news. That's big, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because people talk about our D, but our D is 6 right now. It hadn't been the D for real. You know what I'm saying? It's been the offense in the red zone. We 8th against the pass, and against the run, we're 8th. So it hadn't been the
D.
So defense, it's been the D not able to hold the leads sometimes. But some of that is on the offense for not scoring in the red zone.
Again, it's a team. It's a complementary football.
Exactly.
However, when you say y'all defense is 8th in both passing and rushing, y'all defense used to be first through in the top 3.
Right. I agree. They've taken a step back. I agree with that. But the biggest issue for this team this year is red zone offense. We're not scoring touchdowns. That's the biggest problem with this team. That's what's cost us 3 games. In the red zone, we're getting all these damn field goals. That's been our problem all year. And now if Purdy's not playing, I don't see how we win this game without Purdy.
Who's the backup?
Bruh, I don't even know.
You don't even know who your backup.
Nah, it's your boy who was at the funny looking black dude that's got the that's an engineer.
Dobbs.
Yeah,
y'all in good hands. Dobbs be coming in and he comes in the game and listen, man.
Stop it, bro.
Dobbs is the ultimate backup quarterback. I would feel confident in Dobbs.
I'd rather have Cooper Rush.
No. Give me Dobbs. I've seen him play live.
I've seen Dobbs play.
He played with the Titans when I went to the Cowboys-Titans game. I think he may be
third now. Brandon Allen may
last year at mop-up duty, he played well.
For a couple games. Then when they figured him out, he was garbage.
But again, that's what happens.
He started off as the starter for the Cardinals when old boy was out. Straight balling, 5 games.
Man, but it was the Cardinals, man.
Then was straight garbage.
He's not a starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying in this game, he's not good enough to beat the Packers, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hope not.
He's not good enough.
But I would not.
And then it looks like right now he's been passed by Brandon Allen on the depth chart, so he ain't even a starter. So it's Brandon Allen. So at this point, man, like I said, man, if we're going to win without Purdy, this is going to be a straight Christian McCaffrey game. This is one of those games where McCaffrey is going to have to ball out in order for us to win. And the defense is going to have to turn back into that number 1 ranked defense. They say Ward will probably be back this week, which is good. I know he had lost a child, so they say he'll be back this week. So that'll definitely help. But I'm not feeling good about our squad, man. You know what I'm saying? With the schedule we have coming up and the injuries just won't seem to stop. This might just be a year, man, where it's just not our year, bro, where the injuries just won't stop. And I hate to go to the point where I hear some Cowboy fans, some other teams fans saying, man, just get a better pick. But hell, we lose this game, we might be in that same boat, dog. Just don't win no more. You know what I'm saying? Just don't win any more games, bro.
Don't win. Tank
it up, dog. Tank it up, dog. Just tank it up, dog. You know what I'm saying? At this point, if we don't win this game, I'm all for the tank. You know what I'm saying? Because it's over. I'm with you. Like you said earlier, if we don't win this one, just give up the ghost on this season, dog. This is a must-win. If we have any chance of being where we want to be in the end and winning the division, which we're going to have to do to make the playoffs, we got to win this game, dog. It's just one of them things we got to do. But the biggest game is on Monday night, dog. The Harbaughs meet again. Jim and John.
Bowl.
Ravens, Chargers. I guess the first question I have is, are the Chargers a legitimate contender in the AFC? Are they legit, dog?
No, they're not.
Why not?
Because the teams that in front of them, they're a legitimate contender to make the playoffs. Playoffs? But as far as a contender for the AFC title, no. I mean, they got a good defense, not great. Especially with Khalil Mack out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who they played last week? Cincinnati. Now Cincinnati's offense been on a tear.
Yeah.
But I saw some holes in their defense where, they made some plays. They're not a bad defense. Now, don't get me wrong. Bad. They're solid. You know what I'm saying? But Justin Herbert just has not. It's like Luther Vandross's curl. Rest in peace, Luther. It just don't quite curl right. It's something about Justin Herbert. He has he looks the part. You know what I'm saying? Big athletic quarterback with a strong arm. Can make all the throws. But for some reason can't get his team to compete year in and year out. Game in and game out. So
But it's kind of the first year where they look like they got competent coaching too, though. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
Because they would lose more like close games than I'd be like, man, y'all can't ever win a close game.
But that's what I was saying, though. I don't. It's the teams that's in front of them. I don't think they can beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't think they can beat the Ravens, which is we'll see.
We'll see. Right.
I don't think they can beat the Bills.
Right.
I think they can probably beat the Steelers. I think they can beat the Steelers.
They could. I can see them. I can see them beating the Steelers.
You know, they're
the same kind of team. You know, good defense, limited offense. You know
but I could also see,
but they got a better quarterback.
But I could also see them losing to the Broncos.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I can see the Steelers beating them.
Exactly. I agree. I think their biggest problem is Larry McConkey is your number one receiver. That means to me you don't have enough weapons. You're not going to be able to compete with the big boys. Yeah. They're at a point where they had to do it. You know, they had to jettison a lot of pieces this offseason. So they're working through some cap stuff. But I think going forward, I think what this shows you is coaching does matter in the NFL. Because they pretty much the same team. You know what I'm saying? Just with an attitude adjustment, basically. Is all that changed for real. Dumped a few pieces, got rid of some older guys on defense. But they're the same team. Brought in a couple new running backs, Dobbins and your boy Gus Edwards. Got a mindset change on how we're going to play football, and now they got a winning record. So for me, it's just a matter of I don't think they have enough weapons to beat the better teams, like you said, right. Chiefs, Bills, Texans. I don't think they can beat any of those teams.
Oh, I forgot about the Texans.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to score enough points to beat those teams when it counts. When it counts, you know what I'm saying? I think, like I said, with Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston as your receivers, I don't see you beating. And Jalen Rieger and I forget who else I saw out there last week, Joshua Palmer. And he's a nice little player, but that group. When you go look at the Ravens and the Chiefs and
the Bengals should have won that game.
Should have won, exactly. They
after being down, you know what I'm saying, double digits.
I agree, exactly. So like I said, I like them. You know what I'm saying, but I'm not. I think they'll make the playoffs too, but going anywhere. Now, were they scare the hell out of somebody? Maybe if they get the right matchup in the first round.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying. But I guess can the Ravens get back on track, or are they kind of like? Fatally flawed with that defense.
They're not fatally flawed. We saw the defense.
I'm talking as far as a Super Bowl run. Are they?
Again, I think they have a dynamic duo on the offensive end. I believe they have the pieces. I just think it's about them putting it together, putting a game plan together, and sticking to that game plan that will determine how far they go. Being able to be patient with the run, because we know that when you run the ball with Derrick Henry, the defense is going to have to suck up. They're going to have to, press the line of scrimmage,
right?
Which will open up back some plays on the back end. Lamar Jackson, I believe, has turned the corner. Y'all say he hadn't. I believe he has, even though he had a bad game against I still say, it was more about the pressure and the people not getting open than it was about him missing targets. But can they stay consistent? Can they stay patient with running the ball, even if it's not netting them 80 yards a pop, 70 yards, 20 yards a pop at the beginning of the game, in the middle of the game, to where they can get back to doing it in the fourth quarter when they really need to pound a team into submission and be able to utilize Lamar's legs and throwing ability. I think they'll be able to do that. This is the game that's going to test their will, because the Chargers are not, what we said, they're not a great defense, but they're a solid defense. They only give up 109 yards rushing, 200-some yards passing. So they kind of middle of the pack. So this is going to press that metal. You know what I'm saying? This is the game that will determine whether the Ravens are for real or are they just the bad game away from being tossed up out the playoffs again.
I just have a hard time believing a team that's giving up 24.6 points a game going to win the Super Bowl. I just have a hard time believing it. I don't buy it. Though.
I just believe in that.
I don't buy it.
I believe that they will get the defense together. They only gave up 18 points last week. They down there
with the Panthers, Cowboys, Jaguars, Raiders, Bengals. I just don't believe a team with that defense is that bad is going to win.
Is it that bad, though?
You are what your record say you are, dog, at this point, dog.
Again, okay.
I mean, they are what we got a good sample size now. They give up 25 points a game. That's who they are. On average, they're going to give up 25 points a game. In the playoffs, I don't think you can win with that, dog. You're not going to beat some of these teams in shootouts like that,
dog. The defense has to improve, and I think they got the pieces there. I think it's schematics. I think it's untimely penalties on both the offense and the defense, but namely the defense, putting the teams back on the field when you had them off the field with untimely penalties. I think that's more. I think that has more to do with it. Lapses in the defensive coverage.
Third down defense, 27th. It's bad, dog. It's just bad, dog.
Yeah, they got to fix that, and I believe they will.
All right, we shall see. We shall see. But the big news of the morning, dog, that we just added to the show, quite frankly, boy Daniel Jones getting tossed out of New York. Finally, they said we've had enough. Up out of here. They should have never signed him in the first place.
Why would you do that?
What's your thoughts on your boy getting put out?
He deserved to get put out. He deserved to, well, first and foremost, I ain't going to say deserve. I'm going to say this. It was ass of their management to give him their contract and then jettison Saquon.
Dumb.
Your best player. He was far and away your best player.
Right. Now, we're fans. But as fans, dog, we can see that shit, dog. Every fan, anybody on the planet
that watch football,
who watching football say, who the best player on this team? Oh, Saquon. Easily. You going to pay Daniel Jones $40 million and a 4-year contract, dog? That's just dumb, dog.
Man, these GMs and these the scouts, they get enamored with potential, dog, and I'm like, okay, I see potential, but can I see production?
Right, consistent production.
Can I see production, man? Because you at Duke, okay, what did you do at Duke that was so outstanding? He got all that hype.
Cause of who is it? What's the boy name who was with Peyton Manning?
Cutcliffe.
That's who got him drafted, basically.
And okay.
That's what got him drafted.
I can see you getting drafted.
Right.
But not drafted that high.
And then after
he was a first round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then after your body of work, I'm not paying you for what you didn't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you another contract.
You didn't show me that much potential to where I'm finna give you that type of money.
They let that one season, the first season under the coach, fool them. Is what happened. Yeah. They ball. They let that one season fool them and trick them into thinking he was a franchise quarterback.
When they made it to
when everybody knew, no, that's Saquon powered. That's all that is, dog. Healthy Saquon season. Yeah, he didn't make mistakes that year, and I think they beat the Vikings.
They beat the Vikings because the Vikings was trash on defense.
Right. And now y'all fooled and y'all paid him $160 million 4 years, whatever.
Crazy, dog. That's insane the way that these, and let's get this to the bigger topic.
Right.
These
what we really want to talk about.
Quarterback contracts, the next man up, next quarterback up mentality.
That's got to go, bro.
Because it's costing teams salary cap. It's costing teams years for rebuilding a true contender.
Because it's about to happen to my team.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate it.
It didn't happen to my team.
Yeah. Oh, he got y'all twice.
Twice.
That got y'all twice.
Now, the first
one I kind of understood.
The first one, they should have paid him just like this year.
Yeah.
Should have paid him earlier.
Right. Either pay him earlier or don't pay him till after the year.
Right.
One or the other. You know what I'm saying?
And so, to me, I'm like, okay, why would you, I'm just going to talk about Dak, and I'm going to let you talk about Brock Purdy. Why in the hell would you pay this man, give this man the highest quarterback contract, the highest NFL contract in history?
In history.
Does he have that type of talent?
Right.
Is he Tom Brady? Is he Peyton Manning? Is he Brett Favre?
No.
Is he Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Is he Joe Burrow?
No.
Is he Josh Allen?
Nope.
Is he Lamar Jackson?
None of them.
Is he Dan Marino?
None of that, sir.
Who else? Shit. Is he Dan Stouts?
60 mil, dog.
That's crazy. Is he Troy Aikman? Is he Steve Young? He might be Troy Aikman talent-wise, maybe. But Troy Aikman won 3 Super Bowls.
Right.
Okay? So You had years of history with Dak. His last 3 years before you signed him on his contract, the 12-5, good seasons. You know what I'm saying? Was MVP runner-up last year. But what did he do in the playoffs?
Right.
The last three playoff games that we lost, all 3 of them you played shitty. 2 of them you were the main reason we lost. The last one, the whole team fucking sucked. So I don't just say Dak was ass in that game. Dak was ass and the rest of the team was ass. The coaching was ass.
Right.
The defense was ass. But against the 49ers, both games, you were the reason that we did not win those games. The main reason. Not the only reason, but you were the main culprit. And so why would you continue to pay, because this is the quarterback up for contract? At some point, you have to break that stupid ass cycle, man.
Right.
I'm not paying you no $60 million.
And I'm gonna piggyback on that point. You got to break the cycle. And I'm not saying Brock Purdy doesn't deserve to get paid. He's done enough to get a contract. So how much would you value that? I would say around in that Daniel Jones kind of range.
30, $40 million.
40 to 42, 45 maybe.
Yeah.
That kind of, I'm not paying you $65 million because you're the next dude up.
Right.
I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? When it's obvious at this point, you need people. You need more people. You need more people.
You Patrick Mahomes, you can put damn near anything around the
and he still make it work. But even with that, he need a defense. That defense been balling for 2.5 years.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So people forget that because it's Mahomes. Mahomes ain't played well this year, but that defense balling.
The defense playing their ass
They got their pieces still. You know what I'm saying?
Putting pieces together. That's a competent. Yeah. That is a competent ownership and talent development and general management team that's able to make the contracts work, put all the money together, and get the people in that you need.
Yes, and please, my 49ers, I would rather we let him play out next year's contract and then take it from there.
Franchise.
You know what I'm saying? Do the Kirk Cousins model if we have to. Franchise him twice. He may not like it. He may be mad. Get over it, bro. Get over it, bro.
Oh, well.
And I like Purdy. But has he shown enough for me to say give him $65 million? He has not. I'm not there. And I know Kyle Shanahan praises him. Great. That's what you're supposed to do. You the coach. You're supposed to praise your QB.
Build your confidence.
And I like him too. Hey, he got us to an NFC Championship game, took us to the Super Bowl. Awesome. Does he deserve a contract at some point? Probably. Have I seen enough to say pay him $60 million? If he wants it now, bro, you at about 40, 45 with me, bro. That's what you've proven to be.
I'm thinking 30.
Game manager. I'm just saying. It seems like the bottom dudes are about 40 now. What's his name? Blake. No, the boy in Tampa.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Yeah. So I'm like, that kind of.
But then when you Dak making 60,
right? And I've been to a Super Bowl. That's going to be his argument.
I've won playoff games.
Right. I won big playoff games. So it's like, how you going to pay me less than some of these dudes who like a Trevor Lawrence at 55? That's really who the dudes he going to be talking about. Like your Trevor Lawrence. Like, he getting 55. I've been way further than him.
And you see what happened to them teams?
My point exactly. Because I ain't sure Trevor, I've been saying that since he got drafted. I'm not sure he's it. Like that. You know what I'm saying?
Him and Justin Herbert in the same boat.
Same boat. Same exact. At least Herbert now, I think, has a shot because he got competent coaching. I'm not sure old boy has had competent coaching yet, but hey, he's had some pieces though. And Trevor, you just ain't got it done. You know what I'm saying? He won that one playoff game where he came back. So he got that on his resume. But I'm not paying Brock Purdy $60 million, dog.
That was against Justin Herbert, wasn't it?
Right, it was. It was. That game, I thought that game was over.
But he threw like 4 or 5 interceptions in that game.
That's what I'm saying. It was terrible in that first half. Awful. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm not giving. We're going to set the 49ers back if we pay him $60 million. We might as well just be like, okay, it's going to be him and who?
And you got to show these people, man, that somebody has to do it.
Some owners got to say no, dog. I'm still waiting on that first owner to be like, you're not a $60 million quarterback.
But then he got to have the other owners that not go out there and leap and give him.
But that's my thing. I think we're in a good. Was anybody going to pay Brock Purdy $60 million?
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think anybody would have paid Dak $60 million. I just don't.
I would have loved to have seen it.
I don't think he would have got.
I think the owners may have taken a chance right then to prove a point, because you know they could lose sometimes.
Yeah,
I believe that might have been a situation where they were like, nah.
Because look at Lamar the year before. Was anybody? Because they gave him the option to go out there and see if you can get that same money. Nobody stepped up to the plate.
Nope. Not to give him the compensation and
that he was wanting
and pay him. And no, they would have had to get the Ravens that compensation, remember?
Yeah.
2 first rounders, and then they would have had to pay him. So a little bit different, but he was out there where the Falcons needed a QB.
The Jets
needed a QB, and everybody was like, nah, we don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So I do the same thing with Purdy, bro. I'm not giving you that money. Like I said, he's still under contract for next year. I just talk to him, like, if you want to get signed now, bro, we thinking 35 to 45, and we can talk in that range.
Absolutely.
Any more than that, bro, see you at training camp. No, he under contract. See you at training camp, bro, for that 3 point whatever.
I'm talking about cut the conversation.
Right. And that's just it, bro. Yeah.
Conversation, bro.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with that cash talk right after this. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate the support.
Subscribe.
We'll be right back after these messages.
After these messages.
Man, I was looking at a commercial the other